Good evening and welcome to another episode of Sip and Chat with me, your host, Miss Fanta Ceesay. And today I have one of my favorite people in the entire country with me. Brilliant young woman, very bold, very outspoken, very smart, very innovative. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce the one and only Mrs. Juka Darboe.
To catch.
To catch. I had to hear that from her because her husband's checked, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to mess that up. But Juka, welcome to the Sip and Chat platform.
Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone.
I know you've seen the show because we've talked about it. Don't mind me, girl. I mean, it's November, but it feels like it's October.
It's hot.
The sun. If you're outside of the Gambia and you're looking for sun, please be coming. And this beautiful scenery is provided by Kalimba Beach Resort, one of the most beautiful hotels in this country. And this setup is by Endo Events. Check them out on Instagram. So back to Juka.
Okay.
Juka.
Yes.
Who is Juka?
Who is Juka? I am Fatou Juka Darboe. Of course, everyone calls me Juka because it's easier and shorter. I am a youth entrepreneur. Now that's what I love to call myself since I'm more inclined towards business now.
You are.
And I am a tech entrepreneur. I am Gambian. What else am I?
Your wife.
Yeah, I am a wife.
A friend.
By the way.
We'll get into that. I'm so excited to just have you here because I said it when I was calling you to invite you to the show. I said I like Juka because Juka is one of the most free individuals. Like, you're very free when it comes to things that are important. You don't. Obviously, everybody has their moments in life, but you take life as it is.
Life as it comes.
As it comes, And I like that. How do you do that? How do you become or get to a point where it's like, it is what it is? I take life as it comes.
For me, I guess it was more of the upbringing because my dad, he's one person that will tell you things the way they are. And growing up, I have seen a lot of people being mad at him just because he told them things how he felt. And I have never had the issue of being filtered. So for me, it's just taking things the way they are. I mean,
and this is
you
why
cannot stress yourself over things you have no control over.
You definitely cannot. And this is a good mantra to live by and I like that because you are very authentic in yourself. You are very, this is who I am, take me as I am or leave me.
I mean, you can only love one Juka, so.
When it comes to, because I want to talk about obviously you as a person, but if you've seen the show, which I know you have,
I have.
You realize that the show is very informal. We touch on every topic.
Yes.
And I want you to be comfortable, and I also want to ask you questions pertaining to how in this society generally, right? Is I wouldn't say frowned upon, but it's always strange to see a black young woman, especially educated, intelligent, and because they've associated marrying a white man with wealth. Like, say not to say to you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How did you deal with that from dating your husband to being a wife to him now? Do you still hear that, or do you go until you've forgotten about that and then something reminds you of it?
I guess that's something you can never get over because as you are married, obviously you are different, you're from different cultures. And in Gambia, as you know, white is associated with wealth and all of that. But I guess one of the most positive things has been the age issue because obviously most times we see younger black people with older white
very
people.
Old, grandfather
but
old.
I guess because of his age, a lot of people were able to accept him as soon as they saw him, obviously. And because we have been friends before we dated or before we got married, so people got used to seeing us together. Walking and doing things. So I guess that's something that has not bothered a lot of people. The wealth issue, though, you will always have people that think, because he's white, he's rich, or he has money to give you, or you even buy something and they'll be like, did your husband buy that? I mean, I've been working before I met him, so I mean, I'll be happy if he did, but most of the things I buy for myself, so I'm okay.
You're okay. Speaking of your husband and you having a company together, Make 3D. I want to touch on that before we really get into other aspects of it, because that is, you know, the other day you posted on social media that when you Googled yourself, innovator comes up, Gambian innovators.
When I Google Gambian innovators, I come
you
up.
come up. So how did that make you feel, and how did that come about, you being an innovator?
So basically, I have been in the tech sector because I went to school for mechanical and electrical engineering, and I have always been interested in tech from when I was young. And this is how I met Sylvester.
Okay.
Because he was in Gambia, he was interested in 3D printing. Then I knew absolutely nothing about 3D printing, and he was looking for people, young Gambians that are actually interested in this technology that will love it.
Yeah.
And he looked for people. I guess he could not find any. He spoke to Marlon, who is my Njeke, by the way. So Marlon was like, I know someone that would love to know about the technology, that loves technology. So we were hooked up, we met as friends, started working on 3D printing. Then we started the company, then dating came, then marriage.
Oh, so you started the company before you even dated?
Yes, we started the company before anything else, because when we started, we were just meeting for a company or for 3D printing.
Wait, so he was looking for someone. I need to, thank you. What are these cocktails?
This is Sex on the Beach and this is White Lady.
White Lady. I'm drinking a White Lady.
Okay, enjoy.
Okay, Kalimba, thank you. Thank you very much. White Lady looks good. You know what? I'll just take a sip.
Wild lady. Interesting. Let's see.
Has a bit of tonic. Okay, Kalimba with the
This is nice.
cocktails. It is, isn't it? I like it. I like this is sip and chat.
It is nice.
You take every week we have different cocktails from Kalimba. So I'm just always excited.
It is such a beautiful place.
It
honestly.
is, right?
Yeah,
it really is.
is.
It's so serene as well. Yeah. Anyway, back to I like love stories. So your husband now,
Yeah.
then he wasn't Sylvester, was looking for someone into tech.
Yeah, someone
Right?
that loves tech, that
That
he can
loves
discuss
tech,
the
that he can
Gambian
discuss
tech
Gambian.
industry with,
Okay.
and obviously work with when it comes to 3D. Because then he also wanted to bring a 3D printer from Czech to the Gambia. He has not seen anyone with a printer, and he does not know much about it. So he just wanted to see what is available in the Gambia and who are those dealing in the tech industry. He has been friends with Marlon then. I never met him. Then Marlon sent me a message and said, Juka, there's this guy that wants to talk to a Gambian that is interested in tech. His name is Sylvester. I think another thing she said was he's a pilot and he loves technology and he wants to see someone. I was like, okay, that sounds exciting. Flying is, because I love flying.
Yes.
I was like, a pilot, that sounds interesting. Okay, let's meet. Then we had a meeting, talked about technology, and he was excited to bring the first machine to Gambia. So he brought the first 3D printer. Then I was sick. Okay, it was crazy because me and Sylvester, it happened so weirdly.
Explain. Guys, we're listening to a love story on it, but go on.
I think the first time I met him was in April. So that was the first time we met about the 3D printer. We said, okay, he's going to bring the printer and we are going to meet and assemble it. But then he went to check for a month in May. Then in June, I fell sick. I was sick. I had TB.
Yeah,
that was in
remember that.
2019.
Yeah.
So I had TB and then I was sick. So I was quarantined and all of that. So when the printer came, I could not see the printer. I was like, well, I am sick. Maybe we'll get to see each other after this and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, fine. He got discouraged. He was like, maybe I'll never see her. Apparently, I was very cold to him when we first met.
Really?
That's what he said. That's what he claims. I don't think
Okay.
so. That's what he claims.
I don't
So
think
he was
you're
like,
a cold
I'm
person, but anyway.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm nice.
You're very nice.
No.
Okay.
He was discouraged. He thought he would never see me again. So June, July, I think until August, that's when I was able to go out again because I was on my treatment and I was obviously not able to infect any other person with TB. So we met, we did he already started assembling then of the
Okay.
first printer, so I did not get the chance to assemble the first printer.
Okay.
Then we started printing. I was so excited. We would spend the whole day together just trying designs, printing them, eating, and just hanging out. So basically then the second printer came, so we decided to assemble that together.
Okay.
And boom, by November we registered the company.
Nice.
And December, January, we got engaged and we got married in January. It was fast.
So wait, how long did you date him? Because this dating and marriage was like this.
It was fast.
Okay.
It was really fast. How long did we officially date? Not more than 3 months officially, yeah.
And I remember you took a trip.
Yes.
You know,
Check.
I think that was one of the most beautiful things to see because, for stuff like that, even though obviously you were quite private about it, only a select few of us could see, it was a beautiful thing to witness because your love was growing and we were all growing with it. I remember being so invested in it.
I know, it was exciting.
I was so invested in that relationship. Like, Juka, oh my God, tell me how you guys met, you know. But we'll definitely get more into that. I want to know, what is 3D printing and how far are you now? Because it was registered 2019, 2021. It's almost up.
It's 2 years now. Yeah, it was in first week of November.
When you were starting that, like you said, there was literally nothing here happening about 3D printing. And now I can see that, you know, as I saw that you had a glove project with the UNDP where you were looking for, there was an artist to do printing for prosthetics and stuff like that. You know, I just want to know the growth from that time to now, and also how you got that project and that process.
Okay, yeah. So basically, when we started, we were exploring 3D printing into the Gambian society, trying to know what we can do. But we said, if we're going to invest our money into this and just do it for fun and tell people what is happening in the 3D printing world, we will need to sustain it at some point, and it's not cheap.
It isn't.
So we were like, maybe we should take it further and register a company. So at the beginning, with 3D printing, it's a technology, by the way, that uses plastic polymers to melt and form an object, basically. In very simple terms.
Thank you for breaking it down for people like me don't know anything about this.
In very simple terms, it's like, let's say when you are building a house, you have to start from the foundation and you build layer by layer with the bricks until the house forms. So with 3D printing, or at least the machine we use, the FDM 3D printing, you also design the project that you want to print, insert it in the printer, and tell the machine, this is what I want you to print, and it will melt the plastic, which is the filament, and drop it like it is building a house or building the object until the full object is formed. So basically, this is 3D printing in very simple terms.
So if we get, let's say, is there specific plastic you use, or could it be just any plastic?
Right now in the world, it could be just any plastic because they are recycling plastic for 3D printing. Also, we are using thermoplastics that are biodegradable. So you can use a particular form of plastic which is already made into a filament. It's like a thread, like the ones tailors would use, something like that needs to be melted and form an object, basically.
So how do you draw the object
You 3D design it. You design it in 3 dimensions using a computer, software, and insert in the machine.
This is what I love. This is why I love Sip and Chat. I bring people for I didn't know anything about this. You know what I mean? Like, I just understood, you print it and it prints out.
You should come to the
But
office.
I didn't know.
That's how it works.
But I didn't know that this was the process. You know? And then, so
So basically when we started, we knew the possibilities of the technology and we knew that it could do wonders. Basically, you can print almost everything, thousands of material out there. Just that you need to have the design and you need to find a use for it. So we said, if we're bringing this technology, we cannot just come and print because it is cool or print because we have the machines, but print things that Gambians would need, things that will add to the growth of Gambia and the people. And we looked at different things that could be 3D printed that Gambians are not easily accessing, like learning materials for people in the medical school, like assistive devices for visually impaired people and people with amputations and all these things, like medical equipment and devices used in the hospital. So we're looking at things where we can actually fill the gap in the supply chain of Gambian industry or the manufacturing industry. And now that's what we are focusing on. You have seen us doing soap molds for the women that we're making soap. We're doing prosthetic legs here and there. We did facials.
That prosthetic leg was so amazing.
Yeah, we did facials at the beginning of COVID. And basically anything that we think of can. And the most exciting part, obviously, the orthopedic braces we did with Dr. Marina that he is using on his patients now. Basically, we are working on the certification for these products, and hopefully it will be one of the first products manufactured in the Gambia for the hospitals.
Well done. So when you do collaborations like that, or when you do stuff for the hospitals like that, how, because you're creating a 3D market here now. You're the first to do that. Where is your income coming from?
Our income mostly is coming from capacity building because we want to build the capacities of hospitals. So again, another beauty of 3D printing is that you can train people to do it for themselves.
Okay.
So what we want to do is make sure industries or hospitals or schools have their own 3D printers. So when they need something, they do not necessarily have to come to
you.
us,
They
but
can do
they can do the printing
be
themselves.
kind of self-sufficient in that
Yes,
regard.
so that's their goal with Make 3D right now.
It's very impressive. It's such an impressive story to see the way that goes. But hold it right there. We'll go with a short break. One more back. More with Juka.
The pride we take in our brand, the work we put into constantly change the landscape and elevate real estate in the Gambia, it's compared to none. From inception, our goal was to add value to the beautiful Gambian landscape. That's why we are proud innovators of community estates. Kololi Sands is an exceptional piece of work, tailored for ultimate convenience and luxury, to bring you an element of finesse that is rare but unique in its own. This is also our pride and joy, and we welcome you to the exquisite beauty right here in Kololi and right here on the waterfront. Kololi Sands, feel the ocean breeze at your doorstep.
Welcome back after that short break. A big thank you to Global Properties for coming on board, for supporting Sip and Chat. Thank you so much for being like a pioneer for youth empowerment. We really appreciate, and I know I keep saying that about Saul every time. Like, I feel like I say that so many times about Saul. Someone asked me, do you get paid to like do?
No, he's the most amazing person in this country.
Right? And I said, I don't get paid. I literally, it's what I
don't-
see.
yeah.
It's like every event or every, whatever, how small, no matter how small or
supports
big it is,
everything.
you would see Global Properties there. And for me, that is just,
He supports everything in this country.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Because this, to do this show and pick it up, and for the show to be on the 8th episode now, yeah.
You have no idea what he has done for me
Yeah.
in my business life, basically, and
Imagine.
career. He is amazing.
He is. He really is. So a big thank you to Global Properties, Saul Fraser. We appreciate. See, this is two young women that you're impacting on their lives.
Thank
and,
you.
know, thank you very much. Yeah, as I was getting into, you were telling me the process of 3D and how far you've come right now, and it just seeing it grow from 2019 to today. What is the most significant growth you've seen that you feel like this has been so helpful and it's so significant that I'm reaping the benefits, kind of?
For me, it's actually bringing the technology to Gambia and showing it to the people and providing customized and locally acceptable material. But honestly, in terms of benefits, maybe a lot of people will think financial benefits, but one of the most impactful things that I have seen being done with 3D printing is actually the designs and the products for visually impaired students. This is the project that has impacted me the most, because I have never, I knew there were visually impaired students in the Gambia, and I know they go to school, but I never knew they needed things that they could not find in this country because it was not available, and they had to order. Like, let's say, map of the Gambia. Some of these kids, they don't have any idea what the map of the Gambia looks like. So we came up with this map of the Gambia, tactile maps for visually impaired students that they can touch, feel, and they can read.
Because I've heard that even with computers, because you see blind people that type.
That
Braille.
is how they're
Yeah.
So that Braille, that's what we're using to actually write and 3D print on the materials that are specific to Gambia, because obviously they can find their rulers, they can find other things in China or elsewhere in the world. But when it comes to map of the Gambia or the stone circles, they have never seen the arch, they have never seen. They don't know what it looks like. And these are things that their peers in other schools are seeing every day and understanding.
Yeah.
So for me, this was one of the, maybe I'm just sentimental, but for me, this was one of the most impactful projects and the most amazing things I have seen the technology do. So when you talk about reaping the benefits, it might not be financial benefits yet, but I love that project.
It's the benefit that's good for your soul.
Yeah.
because even when you said that, you said it with so much emotion.
Yeah, I mean, it has touched me, honestly.
It clearly has.
Yeah.
And I think that is what, for me, it's always a beautiful thing when, even though as young women, we're so goal and money oriented sometimes, because money has to be involved. It makes the world go round. You know
we
what I
need
mean?
to survive.
We do. But when you get impacted by such beautiful, sentimental moments that will help other people, it is something that will stay with you for forever.
Yeah.
And by the looks of it, this would be one of your first stories when you explain 3D
Yeah.
Gambia, make 3D printing in
Definitely.
Gambia. Because I see 10 years down the line, you'll be explaining this to the whole world.
Yeah.
And how impactful it has been in this
Definitely.
country.
This is one of the things that I was like, wow, I didn't know I could do this. I never thought I would do
You
this
would
in
do
my
this.
life. Yeah.
And that's beautiful. Very proud of you. I'm very
Thank
proud of this
you.
girl. Outside of work, what other things do you do that make you happy that we don't even know about?
Okay. So, I mean, if you know me, you know I am an adrenaline junkie.
Yep.
I love I love doing crazy things. I love going up high places. I love flying, which is very strange. I would jump again if I would skydive. These are some of the things. I love adventure. I love food. I cook a lot.
Yes.
And I love my small garden.
You have a garden?
A pot garden, yes. Because
Really?
where I live, it's a rented apartment. I don't have any space to do my garden, but I have these pots in my backyard
Yes.
where I plant almost everything. I have peppers, strawberries, basils, mint, tomatoes, all these small things
Nice.
that I can just get out of my...
Where does that side, because I wouldn't call you a farmer, but low-key you're a farmer. Where does that farming side come from?
My dad.
Okay. Because I was about to ask. Because I was wondering, rather, when you see people that are really interested in farming, it stems from somewhere.
Yeah, my dad, he has always been active. Now he lives in Kiang.
Nice.
He has, when I was young, he would make me water plants like all over the place. I would water plants, then he will move them somewhere and he will bring new plants and you
Nice. continue
continue watering those also. So now he moved back from England some 3 years ago and he now lives in Kiang, has his big garden, and he spends all of his time and his money and his energy in the garden, but we never see the fruits because apparently people in Kiang deserve it more than people in Congo.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, it's like...
before you feed the outside or feed your home.
Yeah,
so,
it's like nte do ko kala kiyang foko parang ana
Nala
pe kombo de
kukumbuka
ni
nde.
lafta
So
na.
nalande. Na
I
kiyang
don't
ko
know
mandoro.
makiyang.
Ah,
Yeah, so yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, he's where I got it from. He loves gardening and he still has his gardens. Well, everywhere he lives, he puts a garden. So even in his house in Busumbala, he has a nice garden. And well, I guess that's where I got it from. Plants make me happy. So
Plants make you happy.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
You're a married woman, right? How has marriage life changed your life?
It has changed my life, but I would say the most important thing I have learned, I keep saying this, in marriage is financial discipline.
We were just talking about
Oh
that
my
earlier.
God. That has really impacted me also in this marriage, because I had previously, when I had my money, it was my money, man. I would just spend it anyhow. I can spend it in a day, I wouldn't care. But now that I have a home, I know I have to work a month. I need to get paid at the end of the
Yep.
month, and
You have bills.
and I have a budget that I need to stick to.
Okay.
So if I run out of money in the middle of the month, who's going to give me money? No one.
Instead, it's people waiting for you to,
to give them.
money.
So I guess financial discipline has really been impactful in this marriage. And what else? Just being able to do things on my own, being free, having my own house.
We like that, Because I remember when my sister was getting married, I said to her, "Why are you in such a hurry?" She said, "Please, I want to have my own space."
Yeah, it's amazing. You can
And
walk
I
around your
realized
house.
that actually growing up now, I'm also at the space where I'm like,
You need your own
what I would
space.
give to have my own space,
I was saying I have lived with the people I was living with, my mom and my siblings, all my life. So now I need a second phase of my
second,
life
yes.
where I can be
Yes.
whoever I want to be, basically.
And you're married to Sylvester. Sylvester is from Czech Republic. I don't even know how Sylvester found his way to Gambia. From like,
Sylvester came to Gambia for a project, Check Bikes for Gambian Schools.
Okay.
It's a charity that gives bicycles to Gambian kids
Okay.
in the rural areas. So he came, he was supposed to be here for a couple of months. He loved the country, he stayed.
and he married. a
Then
Gambian.
now,
Now
Now
he's for
now
life.
he's Gambian.
Now he's Gambian. Being in a marriage, you've been married now how long? 3 years?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, 1 year, 10 months.
That's
Time
amazing.
flies.
Time really does fly.
Yeah.
How? Okay. So you have a very busy life, right? I remember there was a time you were traveling a lot. How has your husband been impactful or supportive in that regard?
In that regard, traveling and being busy, I guess he's a busy person too. Since we were both busy and we work together, he is there to support me, my dreams, things I want to do. He's just happy to see me happy, basically. So he lets me do things I want to do. He does not, but he doesn't even let me do things I want to do. He just lets me be me. So basically, he's fine with everything I do.
He's fine with everything.
Yeah.
That's something
He's
very
just fine.
refreshing.
He does
and
not.
sweet.
He does not stop me from doing anything,
doing
basically,
anything you
and he
want to
does
do.
not. What's the word? He does not limit me, basically.
You're a
That's the
limitless
word.
queen.
Yeah.
We stand a king like that. That's
No
what we want.
limitations.
No limitations. So what is the most romantic thing you've ever done for your husband? Because I like asking this about guys, but I really want to know for you, what is the most romantic thing you've ever done for Sylvester?
I guess he would be the best person to answer this. But what is the most romantic
That you
thing I
think?
have done for him? I bought him books for Christmas.
And he loved it.
Yeah, and he loved it because he was talking about this book that he wanted. These 2 books from a particular author in Czech. I still haven't read the books because they're in Czech, obviously. So, well, I got him those books. I guess I went all out for Valentine's also when I got him a card and I inserted music in it when he would open it and the music playing when he scans the barcodes. So yeah,
That
all
is
these
sweet.
little
That
things.
is sweet. Okay, now I'm going to ask, what is the most romantic thing he's ever done for you?
He got me a metal rose,
I
because
saw that.
yeah,
Okay.
because he got me roses. Well, those were my first flowers, obviously, because I never received flowers except from him.
Hello, Gambian men do that.
Yeah. I received flowers from him and the roses died and I was sad because I wanted the roses to be there. I loved them. And then he went to speak to one of his friends. He did metals and he got me a rose in the metal. So he said, this one will not die.
It will not die.
Yeah.
That is so sweet.
So, yeah.
How do you, because before you got married, I remember we had this conversation. I was like, Juka, please don't be one of those women that's married and every minute is my husband. No.
My husband.
I will be this. But Juka has become on Twitter,
My husband this.
My husband this.
Juka
Juka
that.
this. How do you do? Because obviously this is something that everybody sees. How are you so comfortable to put your a part of your marriage out there?
I guess before I got married, honestly, no one thought I was going to get married now. So let's start.
Let's start there.
Let's start there.
Juka getting married was a shock.
To everyone.
Yes.
So before I got married, I was joking on Twitter once that when I have a husband, I will call him Jeker, and I will be saying, Jeker, do this, Jeker, do that, and Jeker, pass me the remote. Jeker, what are you cooking today? And everyone laughed. Then a few months later, I got married, so I was like, okay, Jeker. So Jeker is here now. I started calling him Jeker, and everyone else started calling him Jeker. So I guess that's it. About putting him out there, well, I think I have basically nothing to hide. So it's just what's happening. We do things. I find it funny.
You share it.
Yeah, I share it because even before I married him, I would share almost everything. So why do I have to change that now? So for me, it's just Juka being Juka. Because previously, when I was living with my mom, I was always, if you go to my Twitter, you'll find me tweeting about my mom, my mom this, my mom that. Because I feel like I am the same person on social media as I am in real life. So there's no boundaries. I mean, of course, people have private things that they won't share on social media, and we all have those. But for me, it's just Juka being Juka.
It's Juka being Juka.
Yeah.
I like that. And we'll go with a short break. One more back, more with Juka. Welcome back after that break. A big thank you to Global Properties, Mr. Saul Fraser. Thank you for coming on board, for being a big part of Sip and Chat. We really appreciate it. Still here with the beautiful Juka. And now, right, in every show, there are 2 very key things I talk about. Mental health and obviously the public's favorite, which is the never have I ever. We'll get into that.
Okay.
But when it comes to mental health in Gambia, I think you and I have had conversations about it a little bit. I just want to know, what is your take on that? And have you ever had any experiences or someone you know?
I mean, I guess every human being has had experiences when it comes to mental health, because we might not be able to recognize it or know that this is what we are going through, but it is there. And in Gambia, it's either dangareo,
Yep. Dafa dof.
bafadof, or bugut nit, or dafa fees, and all of those things. But the fact that people are dealing with depression, people are dealing with anxiety, mental breakdowns all the time, they never say it. And I guess also a lot of pressure comes from the society when it comes to certain individuals. I have had episodes. I've had times where I thought, oh my God, it's not worth it.
Really?
Yeah, I have been there. And when I did the Africa Prize this year, basically, it was so hectic because, as you know, I was never in business, obviously. I went from being a technician to being a business owner. And the transition, as I was saying, someone like Salt Fraser, he will know because he has been there when I needed help a lot in business and transitioning from a technician to a business owner. And it was so hectic for me, juggling Make 3D, trying to do Africa Prize to make sure it is successful, to make sure I do good. And all that people saw, obviously, is that, oh, Juka is on the Africa Prize, is nominated. She's one of the 16 young African innovators. She's out there. But the work behind that, they don't see. I would sleep at night, I would wake up, I would have a serious breakdown, panic. Yeah, a panic attack,
fear will wake you up from your sleep.
It's like you're waking me up. I would cry.
Yeah.
And Sylvester would be like, it's okay, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You can do it, basically. He would just be encouraging me. And I realized at some point, this was me having panic attacks. This was me being at the lowest with my mental health. So what can I do to help myself? But luckily with Africa Prize, they were like, we can help you. They got us therapists and they got us people that we could talk to with regards to our relationships, our lives during Africa Prize, how we were doing, how we were juggling work and family life and all of these things. And I really appreciated the fact that they noticed that people were struggling.
Well, they knew that people would need that.
Yeah, because they knew the program was hectic and we were all busy individuals and it was so demanding. And
what was that like, Africa Prize? Because we didn't touch on that.
Yeah,
actually.
Africa Prize was amazing. It came at a time when I needed it. We needed it the most because my business started, it was growing, and I needed to see what was happening outside and get to learn things from other people. So it came at a very good time. And the fact that they noticed that people needed help was one of the most amazing things for me, because they were like, when they sent the email to say, we have people that you can talk to, Sylvester was like, this is for you.
Yep.
Because it's like they noticed, they knew that people needed help. So the fact that they could notice, I was thinking about, if this was Gambia, would they have known? Would they have known that people actually are struggling, they needed help, people could not meet deadlines, people had to work extra hours and all of that stress? Would they have noticed? No one says what goes on behind the scenes. All they see is what you post on social media, what is posted, the success being shortlisted, making it to the finals. It got to a point I didn't want to reply to the messages I was getting, congratulations messages. I was like, I don't even want to see them because they were making me...
They were constantly reminders
they were terrifying me.
Yeah.
And they were telling me that I was in a competition, that I needed to win. Because it was the first time that Gambia got to that stage, being shortlisted and being nominated. So I had this burden in me that was like, you had to do good because you are representing Gambia.
An entire Gambia, but also
it was heavy.
It had to be about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's never about, and I understand that unfortunately the way we're programmed when we're in competitions, you're programmed to forget about you, more so carry the weight of everyone else.
Was heavy.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, wow. Everyone
because it was a big deal.
Happy.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was
a big deal.
I appreciated people.
It was
but at some point
deal.
I was like, this is a lot of pressure. What is this? I was confused. I was like, it's too much. But after Africa Prize, it was such a relief. I was like, wow. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
It is all over now.
And because we do know that there are people here that go through things that they never talk about, which is why I'm very, very keen on having mental health discussions on the show. Because unfortunately, even with myself, sometimes
You get tired.
You know, it gets quite exhausting. And I know that feeling of your fear waking you from your sleep, because there was a phase not too long ago when I couldn't sleep either.
Yeah.
Because of just having posh media,
Yeah.
starting sip and chat, doing things on my own.
That
knowing
you
that,
needed to
you know
do.
what I mean? Knowing that there's nobody there, it's you.
And it needed to be successful.
And it needed to be successful. You
Yeah.
had to put it out there. Your fear will wake you
It
up.
will.
And you wouldn't sleep.
And that's life. We need to learn to live with that, but also to understand it when it happens.
Yes.
Because
And not run away from it.
not understand it and accept that you are scared of something and get help if you can,
Yeah.
because it will be there.
Do we have any people here? Because I do get a lot of questions of, oh, who can I talk to? Who can I talk to? Who can I reach out to, Fanta? Do you have anyone's contact?
Yeah.
And try as I have, I am not able. I did know about Ngaima,
Ngaima is
but
in,
Ngaima is out of town.
Yeah, Ngaima is out of
So,
town.
Do we know of
I know
anyone that
of-
we can
I know-
share with people?
I know of one Sylvia that Ngaima hooked me up with a while ago.
Okay.
So I know Sylvia. I'm not sure about her nationality, but yeah, I know she lives in the Gambia, and she works here. I know Ngaima also has a couple of people that are in the Gambia that she could link you up with. Basically, yeah.
Mental health is serious, is real,
It
and we
is.
all suffer from it one way or another. If you cannot contain it or control it or even understand what you're dealing with, please seek help. Talk to someone you trust, and they will help you get the help you need. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. After that, we take it to the light note.
Okay.
We take it to the never have I ever. You know what? I'm just gonna sip on something
Okay.
real quick.
It's telling me I also need to sip.
You do need to sip. My first never have I ever question is, never have I ever swam naked.
Never have I ever.
You haven't?
No,
You haven't? Okay.
I haven't.
Okay,
I want to though.
No, I cannot answer that question.
Okay.
I cannot answer that question.
I have to try that.
You have to. Swimming naked is very free.
Okay.
It is. Never have I ever ghosted a date.
I have.
Please do tell.
I have ghosted dates.
Dates? Why?
I mean, we have standards.
We do.
And sometimes you just want to not do it. They would force it and you would say no, but
So you just say yes.
yeah.
And then after you just
Ghosted.
so sure.
Yeah.
Wow, Juka. Do they message you after that?
Of course they will, but yeah, do I have to reply?
Wow, did you have to say yes then?
I mean, if they cannot accept a no,
No. You have to say.
then you have to like, okay.
Juka is something. Let me tell you that. Never have I ever dated a taken man.
Never
If
have I.
you have,
I
just
have.
sip.
I should not say.
You know, if you've done something, you take a sip.
Okay.
If you haven't done it, you say no. You have taken. Hi, Jukes.
I did not know though. In my defense, I did not know.
You did not
And
know?
I left him.
After you found
Yeah,
out, was
yeah.
he married?
No, he was not married.
But he had a
he had a
girlfriend.
girlfriend that he's married to now.
Man, really, I want to know, what is the color of your problem?
It's definitely none of the colors we know.
It's not.
Yeah.
What is the color of your problem? He had a girlfriend.
He had a girlfriend that he was very serious with. I think the girl was studying somewhere abroad, and he came to Gambia. He started dating me. He even came to my house and everything. Then the girl added me on Snapchat. Yeah, people on my Snapchat know this girl definitely. But they're now married happily, and we still talk sometimes.
The girl added you on Snapchat.
Yeah, but after some things, some screenshots and stuff, I had to delete half my Snapchat because obviously
She was
I
talking
didn't
you,
want.
obviously.
Yeah.
She was talking you to see,
What's happening?
What's happening?
Because obviously she has had, but obviously I will
why
not
wouldn't you
take
go and
that.
ask the guy you were dating? with?
Exactly.
The other girl is never your problem, ladies. Let
Yeah.
me tell you that. The other girl is never your problem.
Yeah.
If you're in a marriage,
I will
in
not
a
fight.
relationship,
I will not fight over a guy.
let's
So,
get her.
so I left him. But we're still very good friends. He's
I beg, I
nice.
cannot be friends, Daddy.
I mean, yeah, we are cool.
You're
'cause
cool, you're
we
civil.
we are cool. We have mutual friends.
And
everything.
Juka, I'm very proud of you. Could never.
Yeah.
Guys, I just want to tell you this. Listen, if you're
I'm
in a
sure my friends
relationship,
start saying his name.
say his name. Say his name where you're at. Okay? But if you're dating a man, married to a man, whatever the situation is, and you find out that they have another woman on the side, the other woman is never your problem. Your problem is the man that is committed to you or promise to be loyal and commit to you. That is who your issue is with. It's never the other girl. Because now you go and see this other girl, she embarrasses you or disgraces you. Technically, you embarrassed yourself because you went to the wrong source. There's nothing you can do. Okay? Just a piece of advice. Take just a piece of advice, okay?
Yeah.
Never have I ever stalked an ex's partner on social media.
I haven't.
You haven't?
No.
Like an
ex's-
ex-boyfriend's new partner.
No.
You've never?
No.
You
I don't have
respect
time like that.
I respect that. I've never either. Because what's the point?
There's no time for that.
They're usually the ones stalking me.
Yeah. I mean, they have to.
It's never the other way around.
They have to.
Final question. Never have I ever lied on my resume to get a job.
I haven't.
You haven't?
Not yet.
Juke?
I mean, not
I
yet.
like how she's...
Not yet. I don't need to do that yet. Well,
you
let's
don't
see.
but you never know. You might
Yeah.
add one or two things. You
Yeah.
know. Okay. These are the never have I ever questions I
That's
had. For
okay.
you.
I was nervous. but
You were
yeah.
never. Don't worry. My never have I ever questions. They're not very bad.
Yeah,
It
they're not.
depends really. You
Yeah.
know. And questions like never have I had a 3-way relationship. You know, but you have already technically.
Yeah, so.
But this brings us to the end of this Sip and Chat segment with the beautiful Juka. Juka, anything you want to tell the people before we wrap up?
Thank you for having me, Fanta. What do I want to say to people? Believe in yourself, love yourself the way you are, and enjoy life.
Because life is too short, and you did not come
It
into this
is.
life to suffer.
Seriously, enjoy.
Enjoyment is the way forward, because you're a beautiful baby girl that deserves all the joy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for being a part of this wonderful episode of Sip and Chat with the beautiful Juka. I'm very, very happy, and I hope you enjoyed this. Till I come back your way again next week, my name is Fanta Ceesay. Peace, love, and cha-ching, cha-ching.
Of course.